Hi, and thank you for watching this short video showing how to install this Twilio Conversations API demo. This demo should give you an idea of the type of conversational experiences you can build using Twilio Conversations API. This video will move quickly, so refer to the detailed instructions in the blog post and repo. From the repo, download the codebase. You can clone it or download a zip file. I'll download a zip file and extract it. Next, I'll open the new folder in my favorite code editor. Now I want to find the sample.env file, make a copy of it, and then rename it to just .env. We'll fill in all these property values shortly. Now from a terminal window, I'll run an npm install to install the dependencies for the Twilio serverless project. That will take a few moments to install. And from here, we'll move over to the Twilio console. This is a pretty fresh account that I'll start with, so I'm going to go ahead and pin the products that we'll need for this demo. Click Messaging, Conversations, Phone Numbers, Functions and Assets, and lastly, Sync. Now I can access them in the left column. First thing we'll do is to buy a new phone number. I'll go to Phone Numbers, Active Numbers, and then buy a number. I'll go through the steps to purchase a new number. And I'll just want to make sure that I purchase a number with SMS capabilities. And once I have my number purchased, I'll copy it and then paste it into my .env file. So I'll move over to the .env file in my code base, and I'll make sure that I format it to E.164. Next up, let's create a conversation service. I'll click on Conversations, and then Manage, and then Services. I'll click on Create a New Service. I'll enter a friendly name. This can really be whatever you want. And then I'll copy the conversation service SID, and I'll go ahead and I'll paste that in the .env file as well. Now we'll move over to Twilio Sync for our persistence layer. I'll click New Sync Service, enter a friendly name. We'll spin that up. I'll copy the SID for this new sync service, and then I will also paste that in our .env file. Moving right along, I do need to create an API token to be able to create sessions for web clients in Conversations API. Under Account API Keys, I'll click on Create API Key and Secret. I'll enter a friendly name for the new API key, and it's a standard key type. I'll click Create API Key at the bottom. And then you only get to see this one time, and I'm not showing on this screen, but you enter, copy and paste your API key and your API secret. Now we need to create a new messaging service. So under Messaging, Services, we'll select Create Messaging Service. And we'll go through the wizard here. We'll enter a friendly name. And then we need to assign the phone number that we created already to this messaging service. So we'll say add senders to service. It's going to be a phone number. We'll select the phone number that we've created. It's currently unassigned. We'll add the phone number, and then we can skip out of the setup. So we'll say skip setup. And now we need to go over to the conversation service that we just created and make sure that it knows to use this messaging service. So we'll go to Conversation Services and then Default, and we'll unlock this feature in the upper right-hand corner, and then we'll set the default messaging service to the one we just created, and the default conversation service to the one we created earlier. We'll save these changes and move forward. With that saved, we'll go back to the messaging service that we just created, and we'll select Integration. And we'll check the sender pool. The correct phone number has been assigned. And then on integration, we want to check the radio button that says auto create a conversation. And lastly, we'll copy the SID for the messaging service we created. We'll copy that and we'll paste it in our .env file. And that should wrap up all the properties that we need for our .env file. Now we can deploy our Twilio serverless project. I'll increase this a little bit. We'll say Twilio login. This logs in. This associates us with the account we want to use. We'll use the account SID and the secret. Go ahead and log that in the background. This is the name of the shorthand for this particular profile. And if I run a Twilio serverless deploy, this will go ahead and deploy all the assets in this Twilio serverless project. This takes a couple seconds. And then the output's going to be the functions that we created and then also all the assets that we created. This project creates 3 single-page applications. Copy sync-helper/index.html and paste that into a web browser. We'll go to lists, all lists. This is a configuration step to create a table to hold all the metadata about tables that you want to create. And then we'll say list, new list, and we'll say add from JSON, and we'll go back over to our code base and under sync-json, copy the agent .json HTML, agent list JSON, and that's going to go ahead and create a table that can now be used for this demo. You can also add the other tables the same way, or other tables if you wanted to customize. So here are the agents. Now we'll go ahead and we'll copy agent view/index.html. This is going to be the agent view for our demonstration. We'll go ahead and click login, and this is already connected to the table we just loaded. So here are the agent names. We'll select Sophia, we'll log in, and now we should be able to create a conversation. We'll do a chat channel. We'll call this Happy Times Chat Channel. We'll say create, and now we can begin chatting on this channel. So right now we can go ahead, as an agent, we can go ahead and join this conversation, and I'll connect to it. And I'll just say hi, but no one's here to talk to me yet, so we'll have to solve that here in a second. And we'll go back over to the standard out end user view index.html, and this is an end user view into the demo application. And I'll just put in a name, Jojo. I'll save a name. I'll create an access token, and now I can communicate with this conversations chat channel. So I'm going to say join and enter. And I'll connect automatically, and I should now be able to have a conversation with this agent. So yes, I made it. Terrific. If I go back over, and I'll go ahead and I'll send an image first. So I'll select this image, and that should come through. This handles multimedia across all these different channels, and here it is on the agent view. And the last thing we can do is bring in an SMS person to show multiple channels. So I'll go ahead and enter an SMS number, E164 format for this particular demo. So I'll go ahead and say add, and now I can put a message, and that's going to go both to that end user chat and also to the SMS person that we just added. So SMS person, are you here? And I'll bring over my SMS client. And there, that message showed up. I can respond back. Yes, I made it from my mobile device. And that will now show up here as well. So we have a multi-channel, multi-party conversations tool built using Twilio Conversations API. Thank you for watching, and at Twilio we like to say, we can't wait to see what you build.